I'm not going to be one of those creators on TikTok that makes everybody think that their top surgery went great, their healing was fantastic, and their chest looks phenomenal.
The whole trans thing is an experiment. Now they're celebrating the scars.
What are those lines on his chest?
It's, not very polite to stare at someone's chest like that.
Oh, are those scars? Is he trans?
Why do you care so much?
Well, I mean, it makes a difference. I want to know if he's a real man or not.
His scars don't make him any less of a man. Any more than you watching My Little Pony makes you less of one.
How did you... I mean, no!
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm going to bring you this today because these people want to be victims so bad. Also, I keep telling you, the scars are now part of being trans. Let me remind you, if you don't remember, there's a difference between somebody who has gender dysphoria, wants to blend into the world, and actually wants to be a man or a woman. Clearly cannot be, but the whole goal is to look this way, walk the world this way, pass this way. But now the new trans movement is all about being trans. It's really what I hope to get across to you, and why they want to have these scars, but at the same time, they want to victimize themselves. So with that, thanks so much for liking and subscribing to the channel. Thanks for helping me build this channel. I do appreciate you so much. It helps me bring all of these different kinds of, well, my perspective to the table, and why I believe that a lot of this trans stuff is very toxic. Oh, I use the word toxic, as well as dangerous, because these kids are going to grow up in 5 years and go, oh my God, what did I do to myself? So with that, somebody sent me a very interesting study. I love these kind of studies on humans and the things that they do and why they do them. So this one study is called the face scar experiment, or the scar experiment. And I think they did it in Dartmouth College, I think in the 80s. But I want to show you this, and then I want to show you why I think basically this pertains to what is going on today with all of these trans, non-binary females who are getting top surgery to do what now? Not to become male, because you would want to have these top surgery scars. So they're female to trans now. They're not female to male like what I am, or what a transsexual person is. So here's the experiment in a nutshell.
So an experiment was conducted by a team of psychologists in the 1980s, where participants were told they would be observing if people would treat them differently if they had facial scars. A makeup artist then proceeded to draw a scar on their face, and they were shown it briefly before they were told to leave the room and interact with other people in the building. Right before they left, the makeup artist told the participants that the scar needed a touch-up, but what they actually did was remove the scar completely. The participants then left the room, still thinking that they had the scar on their face. When they came back, they reported massively increased levels of discrimination, thinking people would stare at their scars and were also mean and rude to them. From this experiment, we can learn that the world is a reflection of our own sense of self-worth, and the biases that we have about ourselves can influence our social interactions. So if we have negative perceptions about ourselves, they will impact the way that we view and interact with the world.
Wow, I think it's really fascinating to me, because they didn't even have the scar, but there they were, assuming that everybody hates them and everyone sees the scar and they're being judged. I mean, I really read a lot about this experiment. It really is very profound, and it says a lot about today, especially these female to trans with the scars, and they think like it's this thing and everyone's judging them for it, yet at the same time they're on some level embracing their scars, or they want to actually have these scars. And I think the reason why they want to have these scars, well, a couple of reasons, is because they want to belong to the trans movement. They do no longer want to be what they call cis, what I will call a man or a woman. They don't want to be that anymore. They actually want to be trans. So on some level, this experiment, it really shows that people really like to be in a victimized space. They like to feel as if people are in their own perspective, that everybody's against them. And the trans movement feels like everybody's against them. And that's why I or other transsexuals, we don't necessarily feel that way. We just feel like we want to blend in, and we're the ones who have to do the work to navigate the world. So with that, I have this next one.
Let's normalize hypertrophic and highly pigmented top surgery scars. This is what my top surgery scars look like 2.5-ish years post-op. I'll be 3 years this October. As you can see, my scars are raised and they're highly pigmented, and they're unlikely to get any lighter. And that's okay. Everybody scars differently, everybody heals differently, and sometimes you end up with hypertrophic scars, and sometimes you end up with highly pigmented scars. And there's absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. I love my scars, and I love my chest, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
So there you are. Let's normalize. Why would you want to normalize the scar? Why don't we talk about why these surgeries are giving you these kinds of scars, okay? And how we can get better surgery for you not to have these scars. That to me is the question. Why are you all just being okay with having these scars? Like it's the thing that you're wanting to achieve. Okay, there is, yes, some bodies keloid, some bodies make scars more than others. But the goal is not to have these scars, but you are all, I really believe that they're rushing into it so much that they don't even care anymore. And so instead of caring about the outcome of the surgery, they are willing to have these. And so what they've done is change the narrative to say, no, it's cool to have these scars and it makes us trans. So we have to be okay with it. And F everybody else for staring at us and making fun of us or looking at us. I mean, I could spot a trans man a mile away now, because you have those scars. When I take my shirt off, or when other people who actually gave a shit about the surgery they gave us, well, the whole point was nobody could tell that I was transsexual at all. And that is literally the point of transitioning. So let's not normalize.
This young kid at Pittsburgh Pride that was trying to like witness to people came up to me and was like, "Can I pray for you?" And I said, "Only if I can show you my top surgery scars." And he was like 17 and was like, "What's that?" And I looked at him and was like, "I got my tits cut off." And he was so disappointed. He went, "Oh." And then I winked at him and walked away.
Yeah, you did. Look at you. Woohoo. Wow, you winked at him and walked away. What? I got my tits cut off and these are my top scars? You're not, I don't believe it. I do not believe these people are happy. They're playing a game. They're talking themselves into this. And they also want to be this way. They want to be confrontational. Can I show you my top? Nobody would ever do that unless they want to have some pushback. Let me show you my top surgery scars means that you're willing to have pushback on this and have this attitude right there. Some of these, when I was looking for these, some of these top surgeries were so insane. I've done B1s before on these top surgeries, and I'm just appalled that it's just part of the game, and these surgeons aren't being held responsible for this stuff.
Hey y'all, so I haven't done an update in a minute.
Wow.
This is me for the first time seeing the full scar in its entirety. Surprisingly, the little bit of pecs I tried to build before surgery have held up pretty well. I haven't been active for weeks because I haven't had the mobility to, but yeah, it's been going pretty well. I think the scarring and the fear of scarring, and the fact that like there's no way to get around it, especially with the size of breasts I did have before, was something that I was scared about. But honestly, man, it's kind of cool. Like,
no, it's not kind of cool. Secondly, yes, this is something that I must talk about right here. It's the size of your breasts as well. I was lucky enough on some level to have very small breasts, so they could do what was called the keyhole incision. That being said, I know guys who have massive breasts before this and don't have those kind of scars because they got it done before top surgery became a conveyor belt. And so they're talking themselves, this person is, it's kind of cool. No, it isn't. And you know it as well as I do. You full on know it as well as I do. It's an experiment. This is such an experiment on the psyche of a female who supposedly wants to be male. I don't even think they want to be male. I think they want to be trans. So this is a female who wants to be trans, and now it's cool to have these top surgery scars. That's why the surgeons don't care. It's literally why they don't care. It's like if there was a surgeon in Beverly Hills that did nose surgery. I don't know why I'm doing this. Nose surgery, right? And the nose always came out crooked like this. And everybody just kept going to that nose surgeon because they wanted to have a crooked nose like this. And then everyone was just like, well, actually, no, it's okay. We all just really want to have this crooked nose. So of course the surgeon is going to continue to make a crooked ass nose on everyone's face because no one's saying, wait a minute here. That's not the goal. The goal is to have a nose that's supposedly perfect, right? And is straight and nice and not crooked like this. I just am blown away by the fact that this trans community is advocating. This guy I'm going to bring you up next is huge trans man activist who says men can get pregnant and trans women should be competing with women. He's part of the whole bullshit activism. So watch this. And he's huge. All the young kids watch this guy.
Once a nurse told me that testosterone was going to make my down there regions look like it grew teeth. This is a real story.
No,
so
it
I'm
isn't.
8 years post-op on top surgery. It's my 8-year anniversary for this scar, one of my favorite parts of my whole body. And I was just reflecting.
One of my favorite parts of my whole body. Did you catch that? He literally said, my scar, one of my favorite parts of my whole body. What? Again, this is what I'm telling you. They're teaching these young people that having these scars is totally cool and hip and because they're all 20 years old. What happens when you become 30 and you still got this massive scar and maybe you change your mind? Then what? What happens when you change your mind?
On the experience, because in many ways it was a very positive experience because I've been wanting top surgery for a very long time and I got it and that was amazing and I felt so privileged. But I was thinking about this moment with the nurse. And so you have to remember at this time I'm butt naked underneath this hospital gown, feeling very vulnerable. I'm not wearing a binder. I'm not wearing anything that makes me feel comfortable. I was wearing glasses because I wasn't allowed to wear my contacts. So I'm feeling vulnerable, right? And I'm laying there and the nurse is just kind of chatting, babbling with me. And she asks me if I'm on testosterone. I think it was clear I wasn't, but she asks me anyways. I say no, and she goes, oh, phew, that's good. That's so good. You know what? Because testosterone makes and she says the word, I don't want to say it because TikTok's going to ban me, but it makes your down there look like it has teeth. Really good you're not on it.
Oh, come on. First off, I don't believe it. I think that no nurse would say that. Secondly, you're not even taking testosterone, but you're getting your top surgery. I don't know what's going on. I just don't understand what is happening. Why are you getting top surgery, but you're not even on hormones? You're not even trying to transition. I mean, what is the process here? What process is it that you can just go into a doctor and just say, I want to have my boobs cut off? That's basically what it is now. You can just basically go in and say, I want to have my boobs cut off. This one.
It's not pen. They're tattooed. I felt like, my scars were fading and I was like, yucky. I look cis.
See, I told you, they don't want to look like a man. This person, female to male or female to trans, does not want to look like a man. They want to look trans. And the little thing on the top that they're responding to says, did you draw over your scar with a pen? I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I don't understand. So no, they got tattooed, their scars tattooed so they never go away. So that they look trans now. They are transitioning to be trans. God forbid you look like a man. God forbid you look cisgender. This is the whole grift of the whole trans movement. So this says, POV, you see someone else with top surgery scars at the beach. And I'm not sure about the music, so I'm going to take it out. See? Now they're spot each other. They literally spot each other at the beach with top surgery scars. And then they totally are happy because they see another trans person. What? What? Who cares? cares if you see another trans person at the beach? Don't you just want to be at the beach enjoying your... It is actually it's become a club. It's an actual club to like be like you can't go anywhere else that there are no other trans people. It's so bizarre to me. I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a warning. This one is pretty intense.
I'm not going to be one of those creators on TikTok that makes everybody think that their top surgery went great, their healing was fantastic, and their chest looks phenomenal. I got a hematoma on my right side. My left side looks pretty good, but the right side... Listen, shit happens. Shit happens, so I have to compress it for a week. I sit, and then pray that it goes down and goes away, because it's a hematoma, so there's nothing really that we can do. Full transparency, this is what I look like a week post-op. Ooh. Oh, but I'm so excited for it to go away. I'm gonna be so annoying.
But what if it doesn't go away? And the scar is directly across where your nipples are supposed to be. These surgeons do not care. The scar isn't even like where it's supposed to be. But what? How did that happen? And how do you know that it's going to go away? And maybe when it does go away, isn't everything going to be crooked and off-center and crazy? I want to say thank you for sharing it on TikTok. But I also want to remind you, I'm not here to make fun of these young people in any way, shape, or form. I'm concerned for them. I am actually concerned for them. What are they doing? Why is this? This is an actual experiment on young females. Okay? You might have gender dysphoria. You might be transsexual. I don't know what's going on with you. But in my really deepest part of my psyche and my heart, I don't believe the majority of you are. I think you're running from something. I feel like you're too in a hurry. I feel like these massive scars and the scarring of your body is part of this experiment to see if they can just do this to you and how you're all going to act about it. And the fact that you're all accepting it like it's okay. What did we fight for back in the day? We fought not to have this stuff. And you're all just like totally okay with it. It blows my mind. The last thing I'm going to bring you is this, because it's part of the scarring conversation that I'm trying to show you, okay? But at the same time, it's the different kind of surgery. It's the surgery down there. But I'm going to do a whole nother video on the scarring of that, but I'm going to just end the video with this particular video.
Show us your scar and tell the crazy story on how you got it.
Someone got confused when I was born and they gave me a vagine and I didn't want one anymore, and so I got a luxury item, Pepe.
Oh my God. So basically, that's a female who wants to be a male who had what they call bottom surgery, and they have to take a whole lump off, which did you see that gnarly scar, which you'll live with for the rest of your life, to get a pee-pee, because this person said somebody made a mistake. Nobody made a mistake. You're a female. Deal with it. You're a female. You're lying. You're lying to everybody, including yourself. Okay. And you got a pee-pee put on. And that's a whole other conversation. Love to know how that's working out for you. That's the other thing. They're lying about these pee-pees. These pee-pees don't work. You want to have there is so much involved with the pee-pee surgery. And you know that I will continue to talk out against that surgery. I don't care what any of you say to me. It is my opinion that stuff is another experiment, and you're never going to be a man. Okay. So you go right ahead, do it as an adult. You can do whatever you want, but I'm still going to talk about how horrifying this surgery is and how every single trans person I know wish they never got that surgery. Okay. Because it did destroy their life. So with that, I just want to say, I think it's all an experiment. I think that transsexual surgeries, transsexual medication has gone so far backwards because wingnuts took over they hijacked the community to make it into becoming trans, not transitioning to live as a male or female, which is what I and transsexual people have done. And it's a menace. It's an experiment. It's sad. I'm just going to wait for the whole thing to snowball, and the effects of all of this on these poor people is going to be insane. You and I both know. And so I just want to say I care. I actually care. I care about these people. I'm not here to make fun of them, but I'm here to like expose the insanity. So with that, baby girl is doing excellent. Thank you for asking. I don't know if you guys all know about that gripe water stuff, but let me tell you, like instantly her whole face changes. I'm like, right on, girl, you go. So thanks again for liking, subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.